And well, the big story that we're tracking this hour in China, the death toll from the coronavirus outbreak has risen to 81 and more than 2,744 people have been infected so far. With the situation worsening, Wuhan's mayor has compounded fears by confirming that 1,000 more cases could be detected in the near future. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has now arrived in Wuhan. He was seen carrying out inspections of what looks like medical facilities in the city. Li is the head of the government's coronavirus task force and the second most powerful man in China after Xi Jinping. Reports say that the Lunar New Year holiday will be extended by 3 days until the 2nd of February to deal with the virus outbreak. China's Finance Ministry and Health Commission has now extended 60.33 billion yuan, which is nearly $9 billion, to contain the virus outbreak. 769 new cases have now been reported. No new deaths were confirmed outside of the Hubei province. 24 new fatalities have brought the national total up to 80. Meanwhile, World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom announced that he was headed to China to assist with response efforts to the coronavirus. China has banned wild animal trade until the situation is brought under control, and this comes as reports suggest that the virus spread from illegal market which traded live animals. There have also been claims that snakes are the source of the coronavirus. China's health minister, however, has said that people can spread it even before they begin showing symptoms. China's National Health Commission earlier said that the transmission ability of the coronavirus is getting stronger and that the number of infections could continue to rise. In a press briefing, authorities have said that knowledge of the new virus is limited as of now. Meanwhile, Beijing now has 68 confirmed cases of coronavirus. Shanghai government has also reported the city's first death from the virus. Meanwhile, Tianjin, a city of about 15 million people, has now become the second major city to suspend long-distance buses that enter and leave the city. This comes a day after Beijing announced a similar measure. Public attractions such as Beijing's Forbidden City, Shanghai Disneyland and a section of the Great Wall have been closed as a precaution. Hubei province in central China is the epicenter of the outbreak. 14 cities in Hubei, including Wuhan, have been completely locked down. They have also ordered nationwide detection measures on flights, buses and trains. Hong Kong has confirmed 8th case of coronavirus with 77 more suspected cases. Hong Kong has declared the outbreak an emergency, which is the highest level health warning in the semi-autonomous region. All schools have been closed till the 17th of February. Hong Kong Disneyland and Ocean Park, two of the city's biggest theme parks, have also been closed due to the outbreak. While Chief Executive Carrie Lam has urged the public to be rational and fight the outbreak together, protesters in Hong Kong set alight a facility housing the quarantined patients. The fire was later put out by firefighters and the damage appeared to be confined to the lobby area alone. Hundreds of riot police also moved in, arresting at least one person. Meanwhile, a study has revealed that each infected person is passing the disease on to 2 to 3 people on an average at the current transmission rate. The spread of disease depends on the effectiveness of control measures. To be able to contain the epidemic and turn the tide of infections, control measures would have to halt transmission in at least 60% of the cases. And well, WION's correspondent Patrick Falk brings us the latest updates from Beijing.
If China says it's going to do it, it's going to do it. Whether or not it's going to succeed, we'll have to wait and see. But, certainly those efforts are underway. We know about there being a supply shortage. It is difficult at this time of the year because, in China they have the capacity to produce a lot of these things very quickly. But the problem is we are right in the middle of the Lunar New Year holidays. And factories, manufacturers, they're all shut down for the time being. And, we're told that their capacity to produce more goggles, more face masks, more protective suits is only at about 40% of regular capacity. So this is compounding the situation. But in fact, the government has also extended the Lunar New Year holidays as part of the containment effort. So people aren't going to be going back to work or school until at least after February 2nd here. Well, That is certainly what they're attempting to do. How successful we don't know. Of course, if people have slipped through the cracks, and there are suggestions that people were able to, certainly at the start of the week. But I think at this point, the government has made it very clear that there will be serious repercussions for anybody who does that. The government has also called for absolute transparency about the outbreak at this point. Of course, there's been a lot of criticism about government officials not stating clearly just how serious this was, particularly at the end of last week. But, last week we were talking about numbers of infections being fewer than 200. We're 10 times that right now. And as I say, the numbers could still rise a lot further. So there is a lot of fear right now. And, as I say, the transmission from human to human seems to be getting faster.